Hello, and welcome back to Blackphoenix Entertainment. Let's talk about three-wheelers specifically in comparison to motorcycles, and because there's always that argument that, three-wheelers aren't any fun, they're not real bikes, they're for wusses, they're for all this stuff, like you can't lean. All of the things that you can say that I've heard. I have not heard an original thing about a three-wheeler in years, so I know all of the comments that get made. Let's talk about the differences. Let's talk about how much fun you can have on a three-wheeler in comparison to a two-wheeler, and all that fun stuff. So you say, how much fun can you have on a three-wheeler? You can have a lot of fun on a three-wheeler. Yes, let's get this super obvious stuff out of the way. No, you don't lean a three-wheeler. At least most of them that don't have the tilting kits on them. So a lot of people who ride, they're like, oh, well, I miss leaning. I want to lean. Leaning is fun, blah, blah, blah. If that's your thing, that's totally cool. Here's my comment to you. How much are you leaning on the street? How much angle are you actually getting on street roads in the condition the street roads are in? Now, if you're tracking your bike, absolutely, that's a totally different thing. I totally get it. You're probably scraping knees and doing all that fun stuff. I have seen one person in my life put a knee down, and she is an absolute badass. So I don't want to hear the fact that, oh, I want to lean my bike. You guys don't lean, so I don't want to hear about it. And the other thing you get with the two-wheelers is you obviously get the smaller profile. You know, you can do your filtering, you can do that. You've got more maneuverability within the lane. You've got more avenues of where you can go. I totally get that, and yes, that is a con of a three-wheeler. We take up much more space. I have much more limited options as to where I can go. I can't filter. I can't do any of that, fancy bike hooligan stuff. But what I can do is some fun drifting and burnout stuff that you guys can't do. I can do that I did it on my Spyder, I can do that on my Ryker. I can just burn out whenever I want, wherever, it doesn't matter. I just pin the throttle and I go and it spins. So the other thing that happens is drifting. I can get this thing sideways, zero issues, do some drifting around turns, stuff like that, and have some fun times. Go around in dirt, do some drifting, do some donuts, stuff like that. Now, I'm talking about just regular off-the-shelf street, motorcycles. Yes, you can set up stunt bikes, you can do all that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about just like the average person with the average bike that you would normally have on the street. So, because I know the trolls are going to come in and say like, well, I can do this and I can do that. Go put your wizard hat back on and go into your mom's basement. I don't care. So to get into some more serious, discussions about this, some of the pros of, the three-wheeler is the stability. Like, I don't have to hold this thing up. I have back issues. I have knee issues. I go on hundreds of miles of trips up sometimes that take days, holding this thing up. I don't have to lean it. I don't have to bring it up into corners. Like, that is, as far as the physical aspect of just that, is huge. It's a huge weight off of my chest, being that, all right, I don't have to hold this thing up. There's still the physical elements part of it, and there's still the wind. There's still all that open airness of the three-wheeler, and I think that's something that a lot of people either don't realize or they just take for granted, kind of. They're just like, oh, well, he's on a three-wheeler, it doesn't matter. No, I'm still getting pelted by wind. I'm still getting hit with rain. I'm still getting, all the elements, all the dangers, all the other weather-type related stuff that you're riding still pertains to a three-wheeler. So you're still getting all of that. And on top of that, we talk about rain. Wet weather traction is absolutely amazing. Like, I have been in severe thunderstorms, all of that, and zero issues. Like, yes, you have to feather the throttle a bit. You do have to slow down. You do have to be careful. You have to be mindful. But I was not worried at all. I'm like, I got plenty of tread on the tires. I got a nice thick back tire on there, a nice car tire. I'm good to go. Meanwhile, the bikes are hiding under, highway overpasses until the rain goes. So seriously, like, people are like, oh, you can't have fun on three-wheelers. It's just as much work. You still have to, a little bit of back and forth. Like, I got this corner here that I got to set up for. And you pin the throttle and go. So it can still be fun. You're still getting the speed. You're still getting, like, I gotta take this corner. You're still doing all of that stuff, just on a different machine. Who cares? So with all that being said, it is a totally different ride. And I've been asked this too. It's like, is a three-wheeler good for a beginner? Yes and no. Yes, it gets you out, again, with the whole elements thing, where you're like, all right, you're getting used to being not caged. You know, you got the elements, you got all this other stuff going, and you're getting used to gearing up, you know, the throttle, the similar motorcycle type stuff. Not so much, whereas it rides completely different than a motorcycle. But anyways, if you guys got any questions about three wheels in particular, or how to ride, or anything like that, or just maybe some very, very specific differences, let me know down in the comments while you're liking, subscribing, and do all that fun YouTube stuff. I'll respond to it. If it warrants a full another video response, I will do that too. And while you're down there in my description, check out all the cool stuff that you guys can save money on. The epic water filters deal I got going on. Get some cool water bottles with filtered water in it. BLRtuning, Ironside Customs, cool motorcycle stuff you guys can save some money on. And of course, any money I make off of this channel through my Blackphoenix merch or anything else goes to Moby Kit Rescue to save the kittens. With all that being said, three-wheelers are fun. Thanks for rocking with the flock. I'll see you guys on the next one.